Second in the list from Sullivan, Ohio in the 64, it's Tyson Combs Jr. From Henry, Illinois in the 31, our very own C.J. Klein. Good luck to C.J. From Ohio in the J1 Junior, Jason DiLoretto Jr. In the CR13, Colton Wilson out of Pennsylvania. The 4, Madison Rankin, who we heard from on the interview, from Elizabeth, Indiana. 22, Alex Palak from Dunkirk, New York. 707J, Jersey Lions from Clarksburg, Ohio. From Lancaster, Ohio, in the 315 Junior, it's Colton Barber. 54X, Jackson Pensick, Hank's boy, right?
Yep, that's right.
Coming out of Dunkirk, New York, the 88 of Aiden Ritchie from Eaton, Ohio. 54, Brianna Powell from Sparta, Tennessee. 283, Scotty Dravenik from Ohio, little freebie. Rooting for him, too. Nathan Burgess in the number 2 from Muncie, Indiana. The 55 of Bryce Pauley, right?
Yeah, Bryce Pauley.
Yeah.
I believe that's Pork Chop's kid.
Yeah, Pork Chop's boy. Augusta, Kentucky, 86B, Austin Bennett from MacArthur, Ohio. 5908, Connor Bennett, also from MacArthur. The DF7, Dylan Fissler out of Michigan. Coming off a win at River City Rampage.
Yeah, that's why that name was looking familiar. I couldn't place why I knew it.
The 38, Nia Knapp from Piketon, Ohio. The 57 of Mikey Riddle coming out of New York. The 36 of Mason Hayes from Livonia, New York. 210.5, Ethan Lemley from Springfield, Ohio. 67, Scott Gorman from Waverly, Ohio. The 702, Eli Kidwell from Ohio as well. From Avon, New York in the 21E, Ethan Cisco. Ethan Smith from New York in the 27X.
Real quick, Ethan Cisco, one of 4 generations of Ciscos in Derby this weekend.
I love it. Got Jesse. Got no, Butch, that's Cipra. Sorry.
Butch James. Ethan, and then the.
I got you on the spot.
I can't remember. Power Wheels.
Oh, there you go. 18 1/4, Charlie Roby from Kentucky. The 913 of Brooklyn Vicker from Ohio. The 916 of Dalton Tackett from Ohio. 44 of Will Jensen, another Ohio driver. 19 of Terry Abadi from Pennsylvania. 77J of Caden Schaefer from right here in Chillicothe. 06 Tyler Carber from Washington Courthouse, just up the road. J55 of Jaden Stanfield. That's a driver who we've seen a lot of out of Ohio. The 813 of Eva Parker from Plain City, Ohio. The 06 of Mason Stacy from Pennsylvania. RJ Martin from Kentucky in the 225. 992 Chase Kurtzinger from Kentucky. Ethan Clifton from Kentucky in the 75X. 7K Elaine Woodward, also from Kentucky. The 01X of Dalton Justice. That's a great name, from Indiana. And the KG7 Keith and Goosetree from New London, Ohio. That's 41 cars. Dalton Justice there, the 01. RJ Martin, the 225, and Charlie Roby, the 18 1/4, are all kids who also play RDP online. Oh, yeah.
Charlie Roby jumped my stuff one time.
I believe it. These kids are good. I just started getting into that, as you know, and it's been pretty exciting to learn that it's its own sport, basically.
I love it. Camry killer.
Yeah.
See that?
I know a couple guys that are in Camrys that took that personally, so it might be interesting to see what happens on the track with that.
We got a Facebook free preview. You can get the whole show for the evening. You jump on to DerbyNation.tv, but hopefully we'd like to welcome everybody that's tuned in on the Facebook live look-in here, the free preview for the kickoff of the youth class. Still trying to file 41 cars in. That 57, that's the Riddler, Mikey Riddle, second-generation driver.
Yep. Facebook Live Look-In brought to you by Jeffy's Fab Farm, providing that live look-in to you to give you the taste of the action that's happening throughout the course of this weekend. If you like what you're seeing on the free preview here, thanks to Jeffy's Fab Farm, make sure you get the ticket for the whole weekend at DerbyNation.tv. A couple of these cars not sounding so good out there. A little bit of backfiring happening.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Pay no attention.
Pay no attention. No, George. This track, I'm surprised. I thought they might take a little time to scrape it, as wet as things got.
I'm wondering if they're doing this as a measure to keep the speed down, leave it a little bit greasy.
I believe it.
You also got, you got basically 2 driver doors in this one.
Yes. Yeah. These cars, as stock of a build as it is, they are allowed a good cage in them and a nice bumper. So safety-wise, I don't expect there to be any issues, as far as that goes. But it takes a while to get 41 cars in this year.
That a body car right there. Is that Terry?
Terry body, yeah.
Interesting fender cut on that. Did you see that?
I did.
R.J. Martin, the 225.
Good looking paint scheme on that thing. That's one of those Adept bumpers in the front of that car, I think. I didn't know much about them until this weekend. The Adept bumpers, have you heard much about them?
Oh, I saw Adept was out there.
Yeah. I saw that they were listed in the rules as an approved bumper choice, but I just wasn't as familiar with them.
Chase Kurtzinger. That was Mason Stacy there in 06. This is Ethan Cisco here.
Team Butch. Interesting, some choices the drivers made, especially with the Camrys. A lot of people doing different things with the back of them. Partial trunk cuts, some leaving the bumper on, some taking it off. Cutting the trunk in different locations, some leaving them whole. And it's all just a matter of what has worked for some drivers in the past and what they're willing to try out here.
Or what the advice that they were given.
Yeah, and that comes from a lot of different directions. I know for our build with the CJ's car, we talked about a lot of different options for that before we went ahead and did what we did.
That's the nice thing about the Bash for Cash is kind of the same conversation that we have about Blizzard Bash, is the rules are enough to let you have a good car, regardless of the class, but it's also enough to let you build what you have at home.
Yes.
You don't have to know how to build Central America Camry in order to be competitive.
Right. Got a pretty extreme angle on the lineups here. Should make for an interesting start. Some of these youth drivers maybe not getting the direction that they needed to get lined up properly.
It's going to be tough to start with a handshake.
Yeah.
Charlie Roby, he's a second-generation driver. His dad, Chuck, is he's a partner with Darren Monroe. Also won at Freedom Hall. Jaden Stanfield is the third-place driver. Terry Batty is a points chaser. And Scotty Drevenek, also a points chaser on the Unified Points Series. You get a good look at the field there. Bobby Kraus checking in. Hope all is well. Hope all is well, Bobby. Off and running. Action's picking up here.
Good hit.
That's smoke out there at the top of the track. Looks like somebody might have already lost their headset on him. I gotta tell you, the pace of this is a little bit more patient than I was expecting it to be. I thought it would be wide open end to end. They're hunting the entire axles already.
Definitely. These guys Guys and girls really getting after it. Nice shot there from a body in the 19, using the backside on the nose of the 36.
Body puts a shot on the front nose there, and then quickly met by Wilson. Wilson aiming for that right front corner, trying to knock the wheels out of it. Pit maneuver, the 5908 going for a ride here. You know something? For as much water as we had today, that track looks like it's crumbling.
Yeah,
I mean, it's running fine.
It's tacked up right away.
Oh, we're going to have a red flag here.
Going to leave that back bumper on, maybe not the best. Nice wheel shot there.
Beautiful shot. Square on the wheel.
That bumper just came off the 06.
Yep.
See if they'll throw a flag for that.
Well, it's a little wet up there at the top. There's the flag we were anticipating.
Red flag on the track.
Something else down there as well, behind that purple and teal, number 38.
Chambliss Welding red flag here for that bumper and whatever other debris is still on the track. Back at it. Chambliss Welding red flag is over. We're going back to green, and 67 comes flying by.
Oh,
good shot. Wow.
Back adjustment there. That was a good shot.
Yeah. Oh, maybe had a little help there, or a little friend he didn't want to hit. Got on the binders there pretty good. Little freebie to 283. Right in the center of the arena. CJ Klein sitting idle here. Looking like he's not getting any throttle.
It's trying. You can see the floppers moving.
What's going on?
Mikey Riddle with a shot there on the idle 31.
Oh man, come on, CJ.
You said you helped him build that car?
No, I didn't have anything to do with that.
No, I was going to ask you. When you helped him build it, did you help him put gas in it?
I didn't have anything to do with putting gas in it, but I know that they did it. I watched it happen.
All right, well, that's good.
Oh, my goodness. Red flag on the track.
Another stoppage.
Come on, CJ. Got a red flag for a fire. GH Graphics red flag. Whoop. 8:13. Peanut. Climbing out. Front bumper is on the ground. Struts broke. Eva Parker. Come on, CJ, get that thing fired up. I just want you to have a good run, buddy.
Is that the washer fluid reservoir still in there?
Yeah. Got to make sure that the windshield is clear.
Have the squirters been diverted as a visor?
Jaden Stanfield having a good time in the J55, giving the thumbs up. back to
after.
green.
Mason Stacy, then number 06, trying to find some room to work with here. Top of the track might be a little bit more saturated than the bottom half. It does tend to crest towards the grandstand.
Yeah.
So that water might have pooled on the top side a little bit more. But boy, this bottom 2/3 of the track look good. Mason Hayes there in the 36. Whoa. Colton Wilson might have just looked for a moment there that he got hung. Be able to continue on. We had 2 red flags, and we've seen some attrition here now.
Yeah, it's starting to drop off faster than I would have thought, actually. I want to say hi to Colton Sims, Mr. Junk City. He's checking in from the naval base in Japan.
Cool.
This is the first year that he has missed Bash in 8 years.
Well, can't say thanks enough for the service, though.
Absolutely.
There's Vickers at 9:13. Looks like Ethan Cisco might have timed out up there in the 21E.
Austin Seeger watching from New York. Elmira. Tough break for CJ Klein, stick down on the 31. Car looks good. I don't know what went wrong there. Ooh. Hopefully it's something we can quickly fix and get him back together for another show.
A lot of smoke coming out from under the hood there on that number 54. That, I believe, is Brianna Powell, who's part of Tennessee. Now the car looks like it's idle, having some trouble getting mobility. Certainly laboring. And the 54X in front of us, the black car with the chrome numbers. That is Jackson Pensick from Dunkirk.
These drivers doing a great job out here.
That's Chase Kurtzinger, that 992. You can see him getting some direction. He backed up and kept waiting for an opening to develop in front of him. And then as soon as the opening got there, the passenger was pointing frantically to try and get him through that so that he didn't get pinned against the wall. When you get pinned against the wall here, halts your momentum, and there's a bunch of noses lined up. It's easy to take an open wheel shot.
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of these drivers, a lot of them are first-timers, but there's a lot of experienced youth drivers out here too, and they know what to look for.
That number 67 looks like the left front sticking out a little bit further than it should. And sitting idle. Stick is still up on that car, but looks like it might just be a formality at this point. We were talking a minute ago about that 54 out there. That's Brianna Powell. Pouring steam, still trying to keep the mobility. Using the back end, a very clean nose there on that number 36, Mason Hayes.
Absolutely. I'll say hi to Karen Thomas watching. It's the first time that she's not here at the Bash. That's where I first met her, was here at the Bash Cat. But missing you here, Karen, and hope you're having a good time at home. Thanks for watching. And Larry Klossing tuning in as well. Yeah, definitely a lot of cars here, bud. Ben Uher watching from Urbana, Illinois, wants to say good luck to Darnie Sublon. Ben, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate having you with us. And Peyton Nave, Peyton local in Henry, Illinois, watching from home. We appreciate that as well.
Right rear on that number 210 shoved up into the body. The back half of these cars, generally speaking, when you're talking about the Camrys and W bodies and stuff, back half mostly just for defense.
Yeah. Yeah, the business end is all up front. 18.25 with a good wheel shot there on Jaden Stanfield. 36 having some trouble right now. Once again, live on Facebook. Thanks to Jeffy's Fab Farm for giving us this live look in. The taste of the action you're going to see throughout the night here at the Bachelor Cat you like what you're seeing, you want to see the whole weekend, you want to make sure you get your ticket at DerbyNation.tv. After this week's feature, we still have 3 compact heats, a feature of mini trucks, a mini mod trucks feature, as well as a full-size truck feature and a street stock feature still to come. Red flag on the track here. NLR Derby Parts red flag. What's going on out here at this point? Got a bumper off somewhere. Flags are back. NLR Derby Parts red flag is all said and done. Trent Burke watching from Connecticut instead of the normal Illinois, watching them tear it up. George.
That Hayes car has got just about a perfect nose on it, but you can see there's wisps of steam coming out from around that inspection opening for the stack.
Yeah.
283, that is Drevenek there.
Little freebie. He's such a great driver. Stephen Marcy in Northeast Ohio. Steve Miller and Marcy watching. Glad to be here watching tonight. Glad to have you. Jordan Burgess watching from Indiana.
Good wheel shot right there. Right on that right front corner.
Oh, whoa, man, what a shot.
And that's R.J. Martin coming through there. Buried the nose on that right side. Now that's the 992 of Kurtzinger. Comes along and adds a little bit of additional damage. Now you turn sideways, and it's a bad place to be sideways. Look at all the noses. Riddle and Pensek right there waiting.
Getting themselves turned around, getting the backside pointed for defense, as we talked about earlier.
So with a heavy track like this, they haven't been able to do a lot of upgrades on the front ends. You put those big heavy tires like what we see on the front of that Kurtzinger car, and you get a shot from the side, you can actually break the opposite side.
Right.
And cause more problems. Never mind the wall.
Charles Winters watching from Muncie, Indiana. He says good luck to the Burgess boys this weekend. Combs in the 64. Oh, Fissler for sure.
We got a red flag here. Realistic Derby Project red flag. Gonna have another stoppage. You're talking about the trunk options?
Yes.
How about no trunk at all?
Yeah, that's a good option on these cars.
Enjoy that option while you can.
A lot of these drivers climbing out.
Dragging the bumper off with, dragging an errant bumper off with one hand and sprinting.
Yeah, that's not going to happen a little bit later.
Yep. Number 64, look at the top of that wheel.
Ooh.
Tipped in pretty far on the top. Doing a lot of surveying there out the passenger side window.
Alan Moncrief watching from Russellville, Kentucky. Wishing Lee Seeger some good luck in the Heat 2 of Compacts.
Prodigy Games. Going to be out there. I thought I just saw AJ Pensek go across the bottom of the track, and I don't know who Jackson had driving with him.
Yeah.
And that car was just moving. It had all the mobility, all of its faculties looked like they were up. I wonder if there was an issue with that car. And we're back underway here one more time. Again, this is not a qualifying heat, standalone event. One and done, looking for the last car running. RJ Martin, Kurt Singer, both of them still going. That's the 7K. Lane Woodard from Owen, Kentucky in the 7K. J55, Jaden Stanfield there. Look at this shot.
Oh, what a nice shot. Stanfield from J55 took it to the nose there.
Taking that shot in the fender might have saved him because it changed the angle that nose was sitting at, and it ended up being taillight to headlight versus that taillight corner going right into that left front drive wheel.
Absolutely.
Radiator's gotten twisted there as the cord support has shifted on the J55 of Stanfield, and that shot right there from Fissler buried the back bumper on the nose, and you can see the steam immediately get thicker and more intense on that machine. Fissler going right back after it.
Oh boy. Oh, what a job at 92 just put on. Right on the corner of that bumper too.
That's Jackson Pensek,
yep.
And he's got Hank in the passenger seat with him. And there's Mikey Riddle. So that was somebody else that I saw. Did you see how far back that stack was laid over?
Yes, sir.
Here comes RJ Martin. There's RJ. Oh man. It looked like he had the corner of that bumper trained right on the left front of that J55.
Stansfield's looking good right now on that J55 machine. Taking a few tough shots, but surviving. Oh wow.
Might have broke it.
Didn't break yet, but
didn't help it.
It's not far away.
Might have knocked the steering out of it. Yep. Riddle broken steering on the 57.
That's going to make things a little tough.
Yep. And
ooh,
another good one.
Got himself in the hole there.
We're down to around 6 or so. Riddle, Martin, Fissler, Mason Stacy in the 06. There's the 27X. Smith. Yeah, we got a few more out there than I thought. Good shot right there. Martin catches right front corner of the Stanfield machine.
Craig Golden cheering on fellow Beam Kentucky Derby friends, R.J. Chase and Charlie in the UT, Keswick, Ontario.
Was Hank fist pumping out the window?
I think so.
I couldn't tell if he was celebrating or directing traffic.
Dustin Spears, he's sent the message to the DTV fan chat page. He's watching from Beacon, Indiana. Thanks for tuning in.
Uh-oh. A couple cars hung together there. Not a lot of activity there on the left front corner of the 54X of Pensec, and he's got a hold of the back of the 992 of Kurtzinger here. Flag still up on both. You can see Kurtzinger looking around trying to find a friend.
Oh, nice.
George Kurtzinger would like to use his F11 if he could.
F11.
Yeah, it looks like that's the end of both of those cars. The Pensec machine, no activity out of that left front corner. And I think it's the Kurtzinger machine that's doing most of the work in that equation right there.
Steam boiling out of the 57.
Trying to work together. Oh, so close. Just need some contact from anybody at this point. Looks like they want to get free.
Little freebie still looking good, the 283.
So something happened to that Jersey barrier. That was shoved a long way over.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Having not been around a lot of build processes with the compacts, you know, you look at a lot of these, and these are fairly stock builds. Most of them, the tail light panel has punched in, the back bumper has come up, and the trunk lid has come down. Sort of like just punches straight in and goes in.
Yeah,
you don't see a lot of compacts that go down.
No, they allow you to like push the floor of the trunk up in, like use a jack and push the floor of the trunk up in. That helps a lot, and a lot of these cars, if you don't run a rear bumper, it actually helps them to go up as well.
So there is some of the build design making you do that. I mean, this one here, the 225, you see that's got the bumper flip. You see that design coming out of like a Crown Vic and some of the weld classes that you see. You get that bumper to flip over, or round back, you get that bumper to flip over. Some of these other ones, they're just punching straight in. Like nobody in this class that I've seen, except for the exception of that one that had his quarter panel cleared, it looks like the floor pan had split from the trunk when it started to go down.
Right.
Everybody's got it rolling pretty nice.
Ooh.
Not
much they can do about that.
No, not really. At this point, I'm just trying to stay off a 60-second shot clock.
Yeah. Struggling hard with that steering.
Just
Mike Riddle.
At this point, we're just collecting door shots. Jensen at 44 having a real quiet run.
The body in the 19 working back and forth, trying to use the backside of that car. Sitting idle. Everybody's piled in down to this side of the track. Little freebie working in the corner, trying to work that front wheel on the KC machine. But be careful, he's not hitting with his own front tire.
Another thing that's going to play into this, again with the stock builds, a lot of these, they're just straight off the road engines.
Yep.
This heavy track, you start dragging around all that extra clay that packs up underneath the cars, start working that drivetrain a little bit more.
Dylan Fistler in the DF7 looking pretty good, staying out of trouble. 44 starting to show some signs of heat.
At this point, it's just steam. Just looks like it's steam coming out of the overflow at this point. He's still got, it doesn't look like the radiator's been broken or anything.
No, just telltale signs here.
Yep.
Clifton looking good in that 75X. He runs a lot of compact stuff. Youth stuff, I should say, not necessarily just compact, but you see his backside didn't work as well. The floor is starting to pull away on the driver's side.
That's the one I was referring to,
Yep.
yeah.
If you can see, he didn't get the opportunity or didn't decide to push that spare tire well up and in. That'll be a big factor in how that floor works. That's not going to help.
Nope. No, going the wrong direction there. There's no steering on the passenger side.
Starting to go up in smoke here in the 992.
That's the Kurtzinger machine. Jensen doing work with what's being offered here. As you pointed out there with the steam, telling a bit of a story there for the number 44, now using the nose, but you can see those shots. It's not really shifting the nose or doing anything that would cause issues for the core support area on that number 44. Intend to continue to use that as a battering ram, and again, just hitting what was offered, going after the right rear corner on that number 992, not necessarily going to affect any of the drive wheel issues in terms of that side of the mobility, but by pounding in those corners, it is going to change the way those rear end, the rear wheels do sit, cause some of the body to drag a little bit more, and on a heavy track like this, that could work to his advantage.
Absolutely.
It's a whole lot easier to hit an object that's moving slowly.
That's true.
Jeff Smalley. Jeff Smalley, we need Elliott, Sean Elliott. No brakes, Sean Elliott, out there in the youth class. I dare anybody to volunteer for that passenger seat.
No, thank you.
It'd be end to end. I'm not really. I've really got no complaints about the pace of what we've seen. They've been hunting.
Yeah,
some
they've been doing a great
strategic
job.
driving, and really with what we got in terms of some of the heaviness on the track, and what you're allowed in terms of the wheel tire combinations on this.
Yeah. I was impressed with some of the combinations I've seen. Some of these guys and girls choosing to run just the donut spare, on the back.
Right.
Others using some of the smaller solids.
Some of the compacts that we're going to see a little bit later on, some of the more built compacts that are doing the qualifying heats, some of those things, they're built like 4x4s.
Yeah.
They're way up in the air. Oh, that wheel was spinning when it got popped. Survived it though. That was that Abadi car. Terry Abadi, the number 19, coming in with another one. Another note, kind of when we're talking about the pace, is the track size. You get that attrition built up the way that it is now, you can see that everybody's kind of clustered down in that pocket, but before we had a ton of space to cover.
Yeah.
So that was part of the factor too.
The size is a huge factor here. And having 41 cars out there changed things up quite a bit.
But as you alluded to, there was never an intent to run qualifying heats or anything with these cars, right? I mean, that was a leftover plan from last year. All things idle there on Fistler. Left front corner took a hard shot while that wheel was turning, and then the car got shoved up a little bit. Mobility slowed, and now it has come to a stop. A body car, number 19 here, just spit the left rear tire. Heavy track like this, when you get a tire that comes off the bead, the best thing that you can have happen is get that tire out of the way.
Yeah, let the rim do some work. Things have started to slow down here a little bit as we got closer to the money spots. About 6 cars still left running here.
It looks like we might be approaching 5 with 992 sitting idle out there now. Well, there's our answer. Congratulations, AJ Pensick graduating from Damon tomorrow. Awesome to hear. It makes me feel incredibly old. Tara and AJ not out here. That answers that. Clifton just got out of the way. He took a shot right on that left rear corner. And that was, the crosshairs were on the left front corner. Got away with one.
I want to say hi to Jonathan Painter. He's watching from Kentucky. He just got home from Boston, Massachusetts.
Know anybody in Boston?
Nah, never heard of it. Little freebie looking good out there in that 283.
That 06, who is that 06? That's Mason Stacy. Was buried there for a moment, was having some real issues getting out of some of the mud that had packed up underneath the back of that car. Was able to work the wheels back and forth and sort of snake his way over into some a drier part of the track where the mud wasn't as deep. And you can see he's still running and moving, but he's got to be careful with the way that trunk floor is starting to fold behind those back wheels. A couple good shots can shove that down a little bit further.
Yeah. Will Jensen in the 44 is off the street at the moment, but he's one of the ones that is struggling down the far end. There he is.
Right on cue.
Yeah, just ask and you shall receive. That steam out of the overflow becoming more persistent now. Starting to feel maybe that the front of the car is stronger or maybe more strong than he thought it was because he likes to use the nose.
Well, I can't say that he had the wrong idea, because we were just talking about how the back of that 06 was starting to pucker a little bit funny,
right,
and dive down. I mean, focusing just on one rail and trying to get that side to collapse, not a bad move. This side's not even hot.
Just the driver's side's hot. Passenger side nice and cool. They're going to chase everybody down to the other side.
Right.
Working on Clifton. 75X there.
That's that heat situation, not a good sign. Those Those little aluminum pistons don't get real happy when things start getting that hot.
No. Once again, those of you that are watching on Facebook, this live look-in brought to you thanks to Jeffy's Fab Farm, giving you a taste of the action that happens throughout the course of the weekend here at the Bash for Cash. Following this youth feature, the rest of the show will be live on DerbyNation.tv, so if you like what you're seeing, you can get your ticket at DerbyNation.tv. There's still 3 compact heats, a mini truck feature, a mini mod truck feature, a full-size truck feature, and the street stock feature still to come tonight, plus everything for the rest of the weekend. So $60, get yourself a multi-pass ticket for all 3 days.
You don't even have to shut your TV off. By the time we're done tomorrow, it'll be ready for the concerts tonight.
That's right.
It'll be ready for the concerts tomorrow. What's the optimum compression factor on molten aluminum?
You'd have to ask somebody smarter than me.
We could ask Jeffy.
Yeah.
And he would have the scientific explanation.
I bet he would. Jeffy's Fab Farm, Jeff Schumann, he knows his stuff. Final 4 here. Will Jensen, Scott Trevenick, Little Freebie.
Mason Stacy
in the 06. And who was the last one? Oh, Clifton, Ethan Clifton. We got 3 down one end, 1 down the other. Oh, good shot there.
Great placement.
That front tire's flat on the 44. Still got 4 running and moving.
Stout shot, nose to nose right there. And that might have damaged the radiator on the aggressor in that equation.
A lot more steam coming out of these things now.
Yep. So is that must be Ethan Clifton now that's starting to steam real heavy.
Yep.
Mason's got to get it turned around. Sand's getting thin in the hourglass there for the number 44 of Jensen. You can see that steam really starting to pour now out of that overflow. That is Ethan Clifton. And that number 75, he's getting worked over there by Little Freebie. Little Freebie, he's looking pretty good. Mason Stacy doing a good job of keeping that nose pointed toward the wall, trying to protect the front end of that thing. Still has it pretty clean. We talked a little bit a little while ago about that number 06 and the way that the back end is starting to roll. You can see now that floor has started to roll up and into the trunk cavity. So sort of got a little bit more clearance there on the back end. One thing I noticed, I think that there's some issues on the right side corner on that number 06 as well. The right rear took a little bit of abuse during one of those exchanges, so I think that might be what sort of sent this rear end down this path that we're on right now. Good shot placement there, bumper right on the right front corner there, the 44 of Jensen, as Clifton continuing to stay on the attack.
Jensen, we've talked about the amount of steam coming out of the overflow throughout the course of this feature. Now it's starting to peter out, which means he's running out of coolant or water that's in that system. Yeah. And things are just going to go from bad to worse for him at this point.
They don't heal themselves.
No.
Boy, that 75 of Ethan Clifton getting rocked right now. He took a big shot on that right front corner, and then it was quickly met by Drevenek and the 06 of Stacy. You see, might have a bumper stuck up in the wheel well now on the 283 and the 75. And they've been able to get themselves free. And we're going to head down to that end of the track.
Yeah. They're taking turns going from one side to the other. They want to make sure that the officials get a little bit of a break, give fresh officials a new look at the car.
Yeah. Steering issue on the 283?
Maybe a little bit, but I think he's either doing a good job of playing the game or he's having some power issues in that car. Doesn't seem like it's. I haven't really seen him. Sometimes you see guys play the game and they maneuver quickly, but then make some softer shots.
Right.
He's not maneuvering very quickly.
A lot of blue smoke coming out of the stack on the number 44. A lot of blue smoke starting to show out of that inspection hole too.
Now everybody taking a little stroll down the other side. Nope, they're going to come back.
Just kidding.
Stacy in the 06 did a good job using what's left of the backside on the nose of these cars.
And that is not a good sign for Jensen at 44. Didn't seem to have but a crawl when he was leaving there. Cut down here to different equation. Directing traffic.
Yeah.
That's a risky move.
Oof.
I think it was Ethan Clifton that just went down into this corner, and I haven't seen him again. Here comes the 44, Jensen.
Oh boy.
There's Clifton.
Fighting steering. 75X.
Yeah, there's a good look at the front wheels on the 283.
Yeah.
They're looking at each other. Oh, man.
Freebie in the middle of this sandwich. Dead car on one side.
Yeah, not a great spot.
Oh, and Stacy backing up to get some room to run here.
Beautiful shot.
Very well done.
And already looking behind. Waiting to see what's coming. Stacy in the driver's seat here. Answer for Ethan in the 75. Causes some steam to pour out of the radiator now. Mason Stacy looking very good at the moment.
Catch that backside into those compact tires. Having a little bit of trouble maneuvering on this heavy track. Scotty Rubenik still a victim of power there.
Safe to say that 75 starting to build a little heat.
Yeah. Rubenik stick down. Jensen has to have been out of time at this point.
Got out of there. I like that move. That strategy move was great. Trying to get him hung up on the disabled car. Is that like a riding crop on a horse? The harder you hit the steering wheel, the
Keep it moving.
Ooh. I think we can safely say these guys are battling for first place. Looks like the other two cars that were in the equation have been timed out.
Yes, they're down to 2. Clifton circles around the far side.
Survey.
Stacy.
Oh no! Saw on that wheel. There he goes. He got out of it.
Good contact there. Oof. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, as a reminder, this live look-in is brought to you by Jeffy's Fab Farm, giving you a taste of the action that is happening here at the Bash for Cash all weekend long. We've still got all kinds of action to come tonight. The rest of the night after this feature will be on DerbyNation.tv. We've got 3 compact heats, a mini truck feature, a mini mod truck feature, a full-size truck feature, and a street stock feature, all still to come, plus all the action for the rest of the weekend. Go on DerbyNation.tv, get your multi-pass ticket. $60 for the whole weekend. You can't miss out on that. Catch the whole thing live.
So Scott Drevenik Jr. going to go in the book 4th place. Will Jensen in the 44 going to be 3rd unofficially?
Unofficially, the official on that end told Scotty to bring his stick before the 44, but I don't know if that was just a matter of happenstance or if that's how they timed out.
Gotta saw that wheel. Oh no.
Heavy track causing trouble. The back of that car is packed in so tight.
And it is right down on that right rear corner too. It's pinching that wheel.
Time this shot. Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Things went quiet for Clifton. Good fire. Now to time this shot, get a little more momentum.
Oh man. There's your contact with the bumper. And
Qualifying contact, I would say.
And now back a long ways away.
Yeah. Oh, he had a good movement there. Turned the nose a little bit.
He's
There
fighting
you go.
out
Keep
of
it
it.
going. Keep fighting it. Feather that throttle.
Yep. Look at this.
Yeah, here you go, Mason.
Now go get him.
Oh, get him. Turn that wheel. Turn the wheel. They're going to play a little cat and mouse game here now. Clifton trying to stay away. That's it, out of time.
Oh, man. Good ending.
Look at this excitement. Look at that excitement right there. Don't burn yourself on the header. That's all I'm going to say. Woo! Congratulations to Ethan Clifton. Big congratulations out here.
Drove it well at the end.
Did a great job. All of these youth drivers did a great job. It was fun to watch.